Hi all, today I'm showing you how to make my grandma's southern coffee cake. It's real easy to make and it's very delicious. Only 16% of people who watch our channel are subscribed. I know, crazy, right? So we're asking you, if you're enjoying our content, please become a subscriber. It helps us more than you know and it costs you nothing. Now on with the video. Ingredients you'll need: 1.5 cups of white lily all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1 stick of butter, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, 1 teaspoon of vanilla paste, 1 egg, 1/8 cup of whole milk, 1/2 cup of sour cream, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt or kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 cup of chopped pecans or walnuts, 1/4 cup of packed dark brown sugar. You'll need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Now here I've just shredded 3 tablespoons of butter into a dish, and I'm adding 1/2 cup of white lily all-purpose flour and then 1/4 cup of dark brown sugar that I packed into the measuring cup and a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then I'm going to add a cup of chopped pecans. Now you can use walnuts if you want, or any nut that you like, but usually it's pecans or walnuts. And so just mixing it well. This is going to be the crunchy top. I put it in the middle of the coffee cake, but I also put it on top. And then I'm going to move on to actually making the actual cake part of the coffee cake. And I'm just adding 1/2 stick of butter and 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. And the reason why I do this is because the vegetable oil does give a very moist cake, and the butter's for flavor. And then 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. I'm going to whip it. It's going to change consistency, almost like a fluffy Crisco. That's the best way. You can see it's just changed now to this really fluffy consistency. I'm going to wipe down the bowl. I'm going to do even more, and you'll see it just really gets very fluffy. It's some kind of alchemy between the butter, oil, and sugar that causes it to kind of change consistency. And when you add the egg, even more so. Very fluffy. And now I'm going to add 1 egg. Mix it in really well. As you can see, it really has changed consistency. And now I'm going to be adding the 1/2 cup of sour cream in. And this also gives a very moist cake. All the things I'm doing, it helps have a very moist, tender cake. And I'm adding 1/8 cup of milk, which is just 2 tablespoons of milk. And a teaspoon of vanilla paste. Vanilla paste is just, I guess it would be equivalent to extract with the vanilla actual bean in there, the inside, the flicks. You can see the flicks of vanilla bean in there. It's much thicker. And I'm adding a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. And I'm adding 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And then I'm going to add 1 cup of white lily all-purpose flour, and I'm going to mix it all together. And I do it a little differently than how I would do an actual cake. It's just quicker and easier, and I'm not mixing it that much like I do all cakes. But I'm going to scrape down the bowl as necessary, and then mix it up, and then it'll be done. And I'm just going to mix it up one last time. And then, of course, it will be done. And I'm going to put it in an 8x8 baking pan. I have a ceramic baking pan. And that's pretty much it. It's a very simple cake to make. I know I always say that, but I don't think any of our recipes are very complex. And so now I'm just using Pam, which is my favorite because it's a baking spray with flour in it, so it's easy release. And I'm putting just a cup of the batter at the bottom of the dish, and I'm going to use my spatula to smooth it out. And then I'm going to put the streusel on top of the batter there. So we'll have streusel layer in the middle of the cake, which is always very nice. And once I have the amount I want, I go in and I put the rest of the batter on top and smooth it out, and then put the streusel top on. So I'm putting on the streusel top now, and the majority of the streusel goes on top of the coffee cake. One of the tips I can give you is there's 4 tablespoons of butter for the streusel top. I only put 3 actually in the mixture, and I grate the last tablespoon on top of the coffee cake. I find this gives a nice chewy, crunchy kind of bits to it wherever the butter lands, and it's really delightful actually. And when I've done that, I'm going to place it in the preheated oven that we've preheated to 350 degrees, and it will bake for 40 to 45 minutes. And we test it, we bring it out at that time. We use a toothpick to make sure it comes out clean. You put it in, it comes out clean, it's done. And you want to let it rest for like an hour before you cut into it. That's the hardest part. And this is what it looks like. It's delicious, it's moist, it's tender, it's wonderful breakfast. Currently, only 16% of people who watch our channel are subscribed. I know it's crazy, right? How can it be so? But it is so. And we're hoping you're enjoying our content. And if you are, we ask for you to please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting, because we want to grow. And because of how the YouTube algorithm works, we stay hidden otherwise. So it's important that you like, subscribe, and comment. It doesn't cost you anything, but you're helping us tremendously, because we want to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. Thank you. I post videos every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays on a variety of topics: cooking, baking, interior design, sewing, gardening, lifestyle. Thank you all for watching. We're so very grateful you came on by to watch one of our little videos. Truly, we're very grateful. And 325 subscribers is all due to you. Thank you. Please stay cool this week. We know it's going to be a hot one. Bring your pets in. Make sure they've got water. And be blessed. Thank you again.